Get yourself as comfortable as possible. Use any cushions or blankets you need. Feel your sit bones connecting to the floor and your shoulders relax. Take a few even breaths in and out. Settle in your mind, your breath, your body. Feel the breath moving into the heart space. Allow a moment of gratitude. You can place your hands one over the other on top of your heart. And as you breathe, feel the breath moving into that heart space. The movement of your chest. You're going to take the top hand and place it down and to connect with your baby. So if you're breathing between the two hands, breathing into the top hand, your heart. Breathing out, down into your womb space and connecting with your growing baby. You can do this as early as feels comfortable. Once you feel a little bit settled and connected, you're going to take the top hand into Yoni Mudra. Breathing in, you're going to reach the hands all the way up. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, relax the shoulders, bring your hands back to center. Follow this gentle heart-womb river of a breath. As if you're reaching out to gather everything you need and bring it back to you and your baby. Do as many as feels comfortable. And when you release, just bring your hands to your knees. Make sure you feel comfortable in the knees and the hips. Take the circle smaller if it feels a bit tight, and you're going to slowly start to roll around into the hips and the pelvis. Keep the chest slightly lifted, the shoulders are relaxed. When you feel ready to release, you're going to pause and then go back in the opposite direction. Feel that gentle rotation into the hips, the pelvis, gathering again vital energy into our womb space. Coming back to a still point and just roll your shoulders down your back. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they've not crept up too high behind your ears. As we move into the neck, drop one ear over to one shoulder. Breathe in back to center and over to the other side. Back to the middle. Drop the chin down for the length through the back of the neck. And to the middle. We're going to go over one side again, over to the ear. This time draw the chin down through the center into a gentle neck roll until the other ear is at the other shoulder. Breathe in, exhale, rolling back again. Do this as many times as feels comfortable. Make sure you're releasing even deeper down into the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, come back to center. Check those shoulders once again. You can place your hands just behind you. Start to lift out through the chest. Breathe nice and easy into the rib cage. Try not to let your head drop back, but just feel your neck gently opening, and your throat opening. Releasing by coming back up. As we move into some joint releases into the legs, so stretch your legs out and start into the toes. You can keep your hands supporting on your legs, or if it feels more comfortable, just place your hands behind you for support. So just moving the toes forward and backwards, stretching into the toes, the ankles, the arches of the feet. And then we can make some circles, going around in one direction, and then pause and go back in the opposite direction. Do this as much or as little as feels comfortable. Give your legs a little shake out in between. Gently bend the knees, bring the feet flat to the floor, rest the hands to the knees. So we work into seated cat posture. Breathe in and out. So as you breathe in, you lift and open your chest. As you exhale, you round the back, drop the chin, feel the tailbone lengthen. You might start to notice as you breathe out, you hug your baby gently back towards you. Shouldn't be a a deep connection. It'll just be a gentle movement. You can add in a few little circles. For the chest open, the hips open. Remember to do these in both directions. If you're feeling a little bit dizzy or sick, just keep these to a more smaller circle or just a stillness. I'm going to release back into a comfortable sitting place. As we work into the chest, bring one hand to the floor, the other arm reaches up, lengthen through the side body and stretch through all the way. Breathe in, back to center, exhale, release. To the other side, hand to the floor. Make sure the hip is connected to the floor as you breathe in, reach up. Exhale, stretch a little bit further over. Breathing in and out. So you might want to take your time, taking a few breaths in and out of this posture. It might feel that you want to move a little bit quicker. Breathing in and out. Again, do as many as feels comfortable. Keep checking in with those shoulders. Transitioning on to all fours now. If you need, you can place a blanket underneath your knees if your knees feel a bit tender. So you get a little bit of support underneath your knees. Knees are hip width apart, hands are going to rest underneath your shoulders. Your spine nice and lengthened. Try not to let the lower back dip too much. When you're ready, breathe in and breathe out. Round the back, let the tailbone lengthen. Drop the chin. Breathing in, just back to neutral. Use the exhalation to feel that length through the back body. Use the inhalation to find space in the chest. Try not to lock your arms out. Keep the joints slightly soft if you need. Fingers pressing down, rooting into the ground. Take a little bit of a stretch back, lengthening through the spine, breathing in, come back to center. So all of these are optional extras. You can just stay doing cat or you can start to move rocking in and out. When you've had enough, you can come into a supported child's pose. You can use a pillow, cushion underneath your bottom if you need, lengthen through your spine, resting your head down, and just allow for your body to settle. Remember, we may need to adjust. If you need a little bit higher in the head, you can make a pillow with your arms. And just breathe. As your baby grows, you'll also have to adapt to this position. Another nice option is to keep your bottom slightly lifted and lower your head down. Use your arms as support. Find the most comfortable rest place. Relax your shoulders. And notice this doesn't have to be perfectly still, so if you want to start to wiggle and move slightly, that's also perfectly fine. When you're ready to come up, come back to the hands and knees. And start to make some hip circles, so slowly around the center point of the knees. Taking the hips to one side, back to the other side and forwards. You can move a little bit more into the shoulders. Moving as deep as was comfortable in both directions. And then when you're ready to come to a still point, we're going to come around the shoulders. You can keep the elbows slightly bent. Taking those circles now around into the shoulders. Support your lower back slightly. Go in both directions. When you're ready, we're going to try and put all of these together into a figure of 8. So rolling across the top, down through the center, back over your hips. So now your body is trying to draw figure of 8. Don't worry if it doesn't quite look like an 8. As long as you're moving, breathing. And to go in both directions. And then when you're ready to release, just release your wrists. And come back to to neutral. Taking the right leg out behind you, lengthen through the calves. Breathe in nice and gently. Release, swap sides. So feel that length from the back heel all the way into the shoulder, into the back of the neck. You can repeat this a few times. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can start to lift the leg up and reach the opposite arm in front. Again, if this feels too much or your early pregnancy, just stay with just the calf stretch. And practice this a few times, alternate arms and legs. Right leg, left arm, release. Left leg, right arm, release. Feel that length through the whole of the back of the body. Strengthening, balancing. Sitting back onto the heels. If this feels comfortable to kneel. If it doesn't, you can come to a comfortable cross-leg position. Rest your hands to your heart and just take a few even breaths. You're using a cushion if you need. Feel your calves rolling open and place your hands just behind your back. Feel the chest opening and just take a few even breaths. And soften into your face. Slowly lift yourself up. We're coming to a high kneeling position. Lifting up, placing your hands just on your lower back. Opening up the chest once more. Again, this is an optional extra. Use the breath as you breathe in, open up the chest, exhale, releasing, creating a little bit more space for you and baby. You can repeat this as many times as feels comfortable before releasing back down onto your heels. We're coming to a gentle transition now to stand. So you can remove any cushions, any blankets out of the way for when we come to do our standing sequence. This is a nice transition to do at any stage of pregnancy. It helps you stay supple and graceful. Tuck under the toes, lift the hips. If you're early trimester and first trimester, just come straight up to stand. Otherwise, you can pause for a moment in downward facing dog. Release any tightness into the backs of the legs, into the hamstrings. When you're ready, start to walk your hands back. Bring your hands to your knees. Lifting with the chest until you come to stand.